Welcome to On the Corner in downtown Marion, Kansas. Today's broadcast, we have a couple of hosts that's going to be with us, and that's Jeremiah Lang and Darren Newfield. Hi, guys. How you doing?
Good afternoon. How you doing, Gino?
Good.
Good.
It's a beautiful day in
beautiful
downtown
day.
Marion, and let's turn it over and get started with this podcast.
Yeah, I mean, you can tell it's beautiful. I got my shorts and my flip-flops on.
Yeah, that's right.
Here
Yeah,
we
but if
are.
you're like your son, you wear flip-flops in the middle of winter. So
Where do you think you learned it
yeah,
from?
well,
So.
yeah, but at least you've gotten smarter being in Kansas all these
That's
years
right.
now. You at least avoid the winter months.
Yeah, I do own a pair of jeans.
A pair.
Yeah. Hey, a lot going on this time of year in the area, and we're going to jump right into it here. Regional baseball's coming. Marion's been selected to host a few regional events after coming off a few state events recently. So here we are with at least one state event with forensics. So regional baseball this coming Wednesday we will host, and Marion Warriors are set to play sometime that day. We don't know when yet. And then another day hosting that on the 19th. And it will cost to get in. But
Because it is a state level event.
Right.
Oh, yeah.
But now the school district is set up to take digital payment.
Yes.
So they've
Notice
got a
they just
reader.
came out with that.
Yep, just this last week. So they got a digital reader, so you don't got to run by the ATM before you get out there. You can pay with your card or your phone and get into all the events and get as much concessions as you need. So
On the 19th, which is a Thursday.
22nd.
22nd, sorry. Thursday the 22nd. 19th is the baseball. 22nd, which is the following Thursday, is regional track here at Marion. And that will be, as always, that's a nice big track meet. And I know in past years, I haven't had a chance to really go through and look at this year's, where different teams align at. But our regional usually has a high number of state placers that medal at state. So if you want to see a good track and field day, it's scheduled for Thursday. They always schedule it for Thursday in case weather knocks it out. That gives them another day to get it in. So as of right now, it's scheduled for Thursday the 22nd. I believe start time is 3, I think. So
22nd, that's a good day.
it's a good day.
It's a good day.
Why is that a good day?
My birthday.
Oh, okay.
So I will be out watching the discus fly on my birthday.
Well, I'll say happy birthday to you from the announcing.
And I'll probably not hear it.
Okay.
But yeah, that's great. If it's not on your radar, the last day of school is May 16th. It's a half day, and so you're going to want to make sure, especially after that day, you're going to see a lot of kids around town walking around in the park, going to Casey's, riding their bikes, going to the pool. So a little bit extra attention as you're driving around during the day.
Notice this last couple of weeks has already been a huge increase in having an office right across from the park. We hear a lot of the traffic over there, a lot of activities over there. Also notice there's a lot, as we've been doing track meets, a lot of the rec teams are geared up and out practicing. So yeah, a lot more kid movement going on. So just be extra careful when you're out driving around.
We've got a Board of Education meeting on May the 12th, and that's going to be at 7 a.m. I would love to guess why it's at 7 a.m., but I don't know why it's at 7 a.m. But they're not, anyone's welcome to go to those meetings. You got to sign in when you get there, but 7 a.m. Board of Education meeting. You'll have missed it because that's on Monday. So this will air after the fact.
Okay.
You missed it.
Okay, so we got a new one here from the library. They're going to be hosting a self-defense for women class this coming Saturday, May 17th. It's going to be 10 to 11:30. There's a cost for this of $20, or if you sign up as a mother-daughter team, which the daughter has to be aged, looks like 11 plus. That cost for a pair is $30. So 20 for a single, 30 for a pair. They are requiring reservations. So if you want to participate in that class, you need to give the library a call at 382-2442, and they will get you on the list. So you don't have to pay until the day of the event, but you do need to reserve a spot.
Great. Coming up is our big festival. It's going to be June 6th and 7th. It's called Chingawassa Days, if you're not familiar with it. It's a big concert event Friday night. You buy a button, and that button gets you into the event. You get a barbecue Friday night and ice cream, and there'll be some live music that night and some entertainment. And then on Saturday, Kiwanis will host the pancake feed.
I say it starts off with the pancake feed,
Yep.
and then there are events every 15 to 30 minutes for the entire day.
But the button does not get you pancakes.
The button does not get you pancakes.
Right, so you got to pay extra for the pancakes, but it's a good fundraiser for the Kiwanis Club.
$10.
$10 for the breakfast.
For the breakfast,
Yep.
right.
So
There's a whole list. If you go to the Chingawassa Days website, they have a whole list of all the activities that are going to be going on. And it's a lot of the same ones that we're used to, but they have picked up a couple new ones this year. I'm trying to look through here real quick to see if there's a disc golf tournament, which I don't remember if they did in the past or not.
Yeah, they did.
There's still the Texas Hold'em, rock, paper, scissors, rhino-sized Jenga, the watermelon feed, the wiener dog races. That's always a huge
that is
one.
a lot of fun.
So,
Were you living here when they used to shoot the anvil up in
yes,
the air?
yes,
Yeah.
the anvil shoot
Yeah.
was fun to hear.
That was pretty cool to watch.
And to make sure you were under a tree when it went up, just in case it was off target.
I think that had something to do with their insurance.
Yeah, the insurance, the liability insurance on that was a little high.
Yeah, I think anytime you put black powder underneath an anvil and light it on fire.
Yeah. But it was a huge draw, though.
Oh my
was.
gosh.
I mean,
It
people
was.
standing everywhere to hear that sound about blow your eardrums out and then watch it go up and come down.
When we used to live over on Freeborn, I think it was our first summer here, we didn't know what it was, and it shook the whole house. And
Yeah.
came down to the park and found out.
There are a bunch of places where you can buy buttons, as well as you can get them online. If you go to that same website, the Chingawassa website, you can get them online. Or buttons around town, you can get them at Carlson's, Central National Bank, over in Hillsborough at Fox Chiropractic, Landing Pharmacy, County Park and Lake Office, Marion National Bank, Midway Motors over in Hillsborough, and Tampa State Bank here in Marion.
And I think the cost on that's $30.
I believe that's correct.
And I know, I don't know
Yes.
about you, but I've had some conversations with people in the past say, well, I don't like the music or the bands that are going to be there this year. Listen, get the button, go to the park, spend time with people in the community. Let's fill the park up. I say that, though, and I won't be in town this year. So,
Yeah, so the Friday night entertainment, there's 3 bands on Friday night. I was just looking at that. And then I believe here just recently they announced on the Saturday night, that one's going to start at 7:30 on the main stage. Southall is the opener, and the Josh Abbott Band is going to be the headliner that night.
always a great weekend in Marion, Kansas. So make sure you got your button and get in the park. The week before that is a big event that you may or may not know of. The Ministerial Alliance in Marion organizes what is called a Community Vacation Bible School. And that Community Vacation Bible School is made up with volunteers from multiple churches in the community. And kids from the community come. We usually get between 140 and 150 kids in that program. It's hosted at Marion Elementary School and starts every day. I think it's like from 8 to 11
or
11:30 maybe. Every day at the elementary school. There is a way to register. I think those forms were sent home already, but you can register through any of the churches or the day of when you drop your kid off. But make sure they get registered, and there will be a big hot dog roast type meal at the end of the week, and it's always a good week.
It's a huge one of those. That whole week, starting with Vacation Bible School through Chinga, it's just a way for the whole community to come together and be a part with each other. So,
Yeah.
Real good event. Little update, if you've been driving around town and you've noticed, I kind of mentioned this last week, that the work over there on Locust Street, we rebuilt that the box culvert, the bridge there on Locust Street. The work is done down below, but I've had a lot of people ask me, well, is that all that's going to happen? Well, no, there's actually still a guardrail railing, a little more decorative one that's going to go on top of that new concrete wall. It's going to be built in place, though, so the guys that are coming to build it aren't ready to come yet. So that's why we still have some cones sitting on top. And the contractor has asked, we're actually going to rebuild the piece under Elm Street, too. That's why those big black tubes are sitting down there in that vicinity. And we've told the contractor, though, you can't have Elm Street closed during Chingawassa. So they're trying to debate right now when they're going to come back in and start that work or do some of that work. But we said, hey, just can't close for Chingawassa, Elm Street cannot be closed. So, if you happen to see any of that work, it's just more city work that's going on. That's trying to help make things last longer around here.
Yep. Got to get that water moving where we need it to go, right?
Exactly.
The other item on our list here, it's a time of year. I didn't realize this, but I guess it's the time of year where we get bee swarms. And we had a bee swarm at the Presbyterian Church on Wednesday night. We had a couple from Whitewater that came and collected that bee swarm.
It was up in the tree until the rain made it too heavy, and part of it fell
down
on the grass.
Yep. And so I was talking with a friend, and he sent me a picture in his backyard. He had 2 bee swarms the next day. So want to make sure you reach out. If you get a bee swarm, make sure you reach out to a beekeeper. And they will, if they don't come and collect it, they'll know someone that will come and collect it.
Yeah, we had the same thing happen out to the Marion Country Club. Todd sent us a picture of it. I wished I'd thought about it. I'd put it on, show you. But it was like thousands of bees swarming in a tree up by number 2. And then they moved from there to the tee box down by number 3, and they found an old tree there that was hollowed out. And they come and they swarmed all around and went in that tree. And we had a lady come out, and she was trying to get them to go into her little tub of stuff to take them, and she never could. So they set it up kind of with some mothballs in the top of the hole opening and taped it shut. And then they had an opening at the bottom, but I don't think that she ever did get them there. So they're out of the way, but if you're allergic to bees, just don't mess with them, and they won't mess with you.
I was going to say, we were right there with that swarm at the Presby Church, and they were very docile and very trying to protect their own little area. They weren't like aggressive towards anybody else. So you don't mess with them, they're not going to come mess with you.
Yep.
They're just looking to make honey.
That's right. That's all they want to do.
We got one item left on the list.
There's one item. Well, yeah.
By now, it's more than a couple days old.
By Monday, it'll
almost be a week.
Just about.
Just about.
Well, I think we all were impressed and maybe shocked even to realize that the conclave in the Vatican selected the first ever American Pope, Pope Leo XIV, and I think that's a significant event in the Catholic Church, and something that the whole world is going to have its eyes and attention on as he starts leading the Catholic Church.
When we were looking up some interesting facts about a lot of this stuff and the papal history, and realized that when we were looking through the list that this Pope is only the second from the Western Hemisphere, with the first being the one who just
the previous
one that just passed away.
Yep.
So that's kind of amazing that all of a sudden, after 265 of them or whatever there was, that all of a sudden you get 2 in a row that aren't from the European continent area.
Yeah.
So
I was. We were at home yesterday and having lunch. I had a bunch of high school boys over eating pizza and for my son's birthday, and they were hanging out in the dining room. I said, "You guys want to see the new Pope?" And all 8 of them came running in to see the Pope get announced. So, kind of, it's just one of those significant events, not just for the Catholic Church, but I think for Christians and others around the world. Whenever that happens, so something we'll all be paying attention to.
And that's something that most people don't get to see.
Yeah.
In their lifetime.
Yeah.
There's always those things out there when what's his name back in California, they're chasing him with the Bronco and stuff.
O.J. Simpson.
O.J. Simpson, yeah. There's just some of those things that you never get to see, and you'll have to tell your kids and grandkids, so forth. So.
I will say though, living in L.A., we did see. That was kind of a daily event, was watching police chases on the news. Yeah, that was. They would break.
The norm, huh?
They would break into television to air a police chase on the news. So, pretty wild. But yeah, that's definitely a memorable one. That one in the white Bronco with O.J. Simpson. No word from Mike over in Ireland. I guess, still in Ireland. I sent an email and it was a automatic email saying he won't be back for a few more days. I can guarantee you he's not wearing his On the Corner shirt.
I can guarantee that. I can, we'll see if they let him back in the country.
You better have proper documentation.
Although by this time Ireland doesn't want to keep him, so they might be kicking him out. So he might be one of those guys stuck in an airport with no country.
He might be. Judy will come back and report to us, though.
There you go.
Well, I think that's all we got for this. I mean, after this, we can just vamp and make stuff up and probably get ourselves into trouble. So it's probably better to stop while we're ahead. So
the biggest thing is, like we said earlier, it's that time of year where you're going to start seeing a lot of outdoor activity from a lot of people. So just be kind and courteous to all your neighbors and the people around the streets. And if everybody watches out for everybody else, everybody's going to have a good, happy summer.
That's right.
Yeah. And just remember, too, if you're watching this right now on YouTube, lower right-hand corner, just click on the subscribe button. It'll give us additional people. Additional people means better workings with YouTube.
Yep.
They will let us do a few more things. And I think the last time we looked, we were at 87.
87, I think.
87, yeah. So, I mean, just subscribing don't mean anything. We're not going to send you a bill for a monthly charge for just sitting here and watching us guys look silly sometimes.
That's right.
So, yeah.
Yep. Like and subscribe and share it on social media.
Yep. That's the way. And tell your neighbors to be sure and watch it. The last week or so, I've had, I don't know how many people come up to me and said, "Hey, I watched you guys on there, and I enjoy it,
Absolutely.
And I learned some things that I didn't know.
Yeah, I mean, Chris and Darren gave some great driver's ed lessons last week.
Well,
that I really appreciated watching those, and I know there's a number of us out there who can benefit from that kind of education.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And we're going to try to have some more. We'd like to do this one on Monday every week, but during the week, if you got something you want to come and talk to me about, we'll go one-on-one and air it Wednesday, middle of the week or so forth. And we got a few of them lined up that I hope that we can get worked in and do it. And like I say, anytime, just let me know and I can set it up in just a few minutes and we can talk and let the people know what's going on too.
Sounds great.
I said last week, and I was just trying to look it up real quick, and I apologize for not getting it looked up sooner. I know that the move over bill is what they're kind of dubbing it, where it adds to the, you have to move over or slow down for just even hazard light situation. It went to the governor's desk for signature. It passed in the House 119-0 and in the Senate 39-0. And I don't know when the last time anything would have passed with no opposition. I was trying to look up and see if it had posted out there when it was going to take effect. And I had not found that yet, and I apologize. As soon as we know that, I will get that to whoever's broadcasting that week so we can talk about that. But my guess is, knowing with the state of Kansas, probably July 1.
That would be my guess.
Because that's usually when a lot of the stuff kicks over. That's when the state year starts, is July 1. So.
Yep.
Okay, well, we thank you guys all for joining us, and just drive safely and be nice to people.
That's right.
Thank you.
Did you want some more?